Chapter 1. Emerson.
"I wouldn't do this if I didn't have to, Em," Mom said. "You know that."
Emerson turned to face the passenger door of the car. This was their neighbor's car. It was full of old people smells, and Emerson didn't like it. He didn't want it to be today. The only thing he wanted was to keep his dog. He loved his dog, and he didn't want to say goodbye to her. The car slowed to a stop at a red light as the sign for Tarpley, Texas rolled into view. Emerson counted 3 bullet holes in it. From behind him, Barfly poked her wet snout into the tight space between the window and the seat, trying to get closer to Emerson's face. He nuzzled up to the dog's snout, letting her tongue lap out against his salty cheeks, and her kibble breath stinked up his nose.
"It's not fair,"
he said into the dog's loose and dusty curls. He pulled away, turning to face his mother.
"Barfly didn't do anything wrong."
Mom sighed, releasing another wave of cigarette smoke against the car's windshield before it drifted out of the cracked window.
"I know, Em. None of this is fair."
She placed the cigarette back between her thin lips and tucked a lock of her bright red hair behind her ear.
"Barfly is a good dog, but we can't take care of her anymore."
The traffic light changed. As the car eased forward, Emerson turned back towards his window and Barfly's searching tongue. Emerson knew that Mom didn't want to do this. He could see it on her face. He could see it in the way her halo wavered from its normal scarlet, flickered to desert sand and back again.
"Hey,"
Mom said, her hand stroking his head.
"There's Mac and Ernie's. We ain't been there in a stretch. Maybe on the way home we can stop there for lunch. You can get a Mac and Ernie and cheese."
The restaurant's sign scrolled by against the pale, empty sky. He thought about how delicious not-from-the-box mac and cheese would be, and then his colors became dark. He didn't want to eat macaroni and cheese. He wanted to keep his dog. He sat up straight in the seat, the bargain reaching his tongue before his mind could stop it.
"If we skip lunch, can we keep Barfly for another day?"
He knew he had upset her, even before her eyes glanced away from the road to find his. Her voice was stone as she said,
"I'm not going to coat it in honey for you."
Emerson swallowed his hope, wishing he could swallow his words with it. Mom pressed him.
"I know you understand, so you tell me, why do we have to sell Barfly?"
His heart quickened. Emerson didn't want to talk about this again. Every time his father came up, Mom would get madder and madder until she lashed out. But Emerson knew better than to stay quiet. That would send her into a rage.
"Because we don't have the money to buy our food," he whimpered. "And why is that?"
Mom asked. An ugly, sickening feeling bloomed in Emerson's tummy.
"Because Daddy took it all when he left, and you don't make enough at the Silver Leaf."
He pushed the rising feelings back down his gullet.
"And I'm not old enough to work yet."
Mom had pulled those words out of him so many times. Each time, Emerson wanted to feel like they were just words, instead of the tingling panic and shame they wrung from him. Mom sucked on her cigarette. She released the smoke with a tight nod, adding,
"And a dog like Barfly is very expensive to take care of. Your daddy bought her back when we were a family, and well, that's over now."
Flares of maroon in Mom's halo marked the last few words as she pelted the cigarette out of the car window. Emerson sat silent and still, watching the rage build in his mother. The pulses from Mom's light were patternless, all willy-nilly and outside the lines, like the drawings the younger kids made at school. Emerson could hear the creaking tension as she tightened her grip on the steering wheel. Her lips lost their color. The car sped up.